Welcome to the Tiebreakers here at DreamLeague. Gaimin Gladiators versus OG Sunsfan here with Cinder, the man, the legend, the man that went 0-19 on Pudge and won the game. That's a correction. I apologize for flaming you yesterday. You won that game and lost the series, of course, as you usually did.
Almost got the Milk Award that time. And we did confirm it never happened again. Yes. So Milk is still the only one who won a game with 0-20 or worse. Yeah, let's have a look at this. I love Gaimin Gladiators lineup this game. I think it's extremely good in this patch. You've got Dragon Knight, who's a highly contested hero. I think the whole lineup is really built around playing his tempo in the strat. So DK Luna is a classic. You throw a Tombstone in there. You last pick the Doom against Gyro to cover your bases for late game, but also Doom in this game. Curious to see what items he goes. I think this is the type of game where Doom can just go auras. I don't think you have to go for that Octarine late game centric build. And also after the Shiva nerfs, maybe we're just going to see him deviate. We had who was it, Collapse the other day? Go Vanguard?
Yeah, but Celery. He's taking some heavy damage, but Tofu's coming in to help him out. Vanguard on what hero?
On Doom.
Yeah,
we saw that the other day.
Yeah. I don't think he ever upgraded to anything either.
Crimson Guard is really good this game, actually. You're against Hoodwink, you're against Gyro,
yep.
You're against TA. I think there's a case to be made here for buying items like that on the Doom. And the reason I'm focusing so much on this is that it's Gaimin Gladiators, and these guys love winning their games around that 25-30 minute mark if they can.
They really love winning games.
Yeah, let me finish the sentence, okay, big boy?
Go ahead.
So, as far as OG goes, I think the panel really focused on the right things here. I think Mars has to have a good start, so looking for Ahri and Whisper to really perform here. The problem is, I see this as a pretty difficult Mars lane. Undying is already a tough matchup. You put Luna in there, which is one of the strongest laning carries, together with a melee support. And it's a recipe for a tough time. You've also put BZM on TA, which I don't know if they focused on this enough. I feel like a big part of OG's success... Oh, is he just dead here?
He might be.
He is actually just dead here.
He is done. Trying to deny on creep, but Darachi will get the first blood instead. This lane is super tough for Whisper.
So OG have mainly, in my opinion, been successful in many of their games when BZM has popped off in the mid lane. And I just don't know if this is the type of game that TA is going to do that in, compared to, we saw his Puck owning, we've seen an Invoker really get involved with strong side lane Sunstrikes. In this game, if Mars isn't initiating for you, who is?
Yep, as Tofu's getting gone on, homing missiles coming for him. Seb.
Let's kill.
Yeah, Tomato will get the kill there, so OG getting on the board now. And should mention, as we have, well, I have the last few weeks now, Enchantress win rate is abysmal. Absolutely abysmal, and it's picked again. And it's not even about the hero doing well, because it seems to have a good game every time that I cast it. But I'm not sure what the win rate here is at DreamLeague. It's probably like 15 to 20%, but it's still not very good at all.
Wasn't it like 1-5 the last time we talked about it, and then it lost that game? So then it would have been 1-6.
Yeah.
I don't know if we've seen it since. It's probably been played a couple of games that we didn't get to cover, but it's not looking great. It's definitely sub 50. And yeah, it's one of those weird cases where you have a hero that feels good, that seems to be doing well early, mid, and then...
And late, honestly.
Maybe players just need to rethink their itemization a little bit, or the way they play around the hero. Because generally speaking in Dota, for the last couple of years, if a hero is strong in lane, it's generally going to have a good win rate, right? Mm-hmm. Like, that's most of the time enough. Gonna break the salve there is Ahri. Nice little net. But so far, so good for the lanes for Gaimin Gladiators. You gotta say, this is looking very healthy. Quinn is crushing mid, by the way.
17-7 to 9-3. I mean, we have seen him absolutely destroy with the DK against certain matchups, not against TA specifically, but yeah, this is not a good start for OG in 2 lanes now.
I think this is a matchup where it really helps TA to get level 5, because at some point the refraction damage just trumps the minus damage from Breathe Fire too much. But until that point, I think Dragon Knight is favored in this lane. I think you just Breathe Fire whenever it's time to get the big creeps, and you get a lot of denies. He didn't even skill Dragon Tail until level 4, I think. I think he went 1-0-2.
Really?
And just, yeah, he just breathe fires and secures the CS. This is going to be a nice kill for Tomato.
Yep, another kill for Tomato. So this is the one saving grace for OG in the one lane that's not going that well for Gaimin Gladiators at the moment.
Yep.
And we'll see if... I mean, Whisper actually has caught up in the CS, so perhaps he's going to be able to make a little bit of a comeback there. I think you just need to get through that initial hurdle, and Ari has been pulling a lot of waves as well.
Yep. And Dota2 right now is floating on relatively low HP.
Yeah,
if they somehow catch him in a combo here, this could get spicy.
Yeah, but the Centaur...
Thanks for the help.
Yeah, helping out Dota2. Definitely Gaimin Gladiators' favorite Centaur there. But Dota2 will be healing up, so don't expect a kill on him anytime soon now. Of course, is a player that will definitely play very aggressive in maybe a little bit of a chaotic way, to much people's chagrin. That's one of the criticisms why he was put on as a B-tier carry, which is a joke. Absolute joke. That list is, I mean, if it wasn't from Ame, I think everybody would be flaming it.
He is a polarizing player, I think.
Oh, no doubt, but to stay at B-tier,
yeah,
that's not.
I mean, tier list will always depend on who you're comparing him with, right? And I would respectfully disagree with the list, but I can understand, depending on what metrics you're really focused on, that this guy can rub some players the wrong way. I think you got to remember the way Ame plays carry and the way Dota2 plays carry is very different.
Yeah.
So the things that Ame values might be, you know, he just focuses on other things. Really nice stun chain here from Seb.
Yep, Ace in a lot of trouble again. Is this going to be death number 3 in this lane?
Might be okay.
Looks like he's going to live as more Rocket Barrage from Tomato, forcing the leap out of Tofu, and this lane is just all OG.
Ace's CS is pretty okay, but now it's going to start getting spicy. Tofu will at least get rid of the Centaur creep there, and Mud Golem will walk in and...
All right, anytime you make a tier list, there's going to be like specific criteria for the person that's creating. I understand that, but you cannot have a B-tier carry and win that many tournaments. It's literally not possible. So I'm going to call bullshit on that one. I mean, if he's making a tier list specifically for carries that don't die that much, then sure. But dying can sometimes be good as salary. Speaking of which, will follow suit as Tofu takes out another creep. Seb's going to be able to heal his way through, so Tofu will now back away. More rotations coming through as you can see the haste taken by Ari.
Good leap.
And Bushwhack will not connect, and Quinn in his dragon form now. Not really close to a tower, though.
Just going to try to get there. Just the siege creep here. That's that nice and healthy at 630, so we'll be looking to push this tower. There's actually an interesting dynamic here where since this siege creep is pushing this tower this late, if the supports are helping mid, they might lose their wisdom rune here. OG cannot afford to lose this wisdom, but they're showing Ari here, and Whisper died bot. Celery's gonna go for it.
Yep.
This is really, really bad news for OG that this siege creep was alive this long. Now that, oh, this...
Yep, Celery will grab it.
talked about it. I feel like this is a really big blunder that you... I mean, I'm not going to say you can't afford it, but I have my concerns for OG's support duo when they don't find 6s in this game. I mean, especially the Hoodwink, right?
Yeah.
You're going to be...
Yeah, and the fact that Dragon Knight is the position 2, the break from Hoodwink is going to be pretty important to be able to kill him relatively early on as Ace.
Nice call down.
Gone on, call down is there, impetus to follow, and the Mud Golem and company will get another kill. So again, Ace is the one struggling here for Gaimin, as that is death number 2 for him.
Yep, doing a great job.
Motto is top net worth now as a result.
I guess it's a bad sign that Ench is doing well, because that's what happens every time it loses. So I think Seb needs to die somewhere. I guess he didn't get the wisdom rune, so he's...
Yeah, he's not worth that much.
Yeah, he's keeping it... He's keeping it balanced here. Oh, they almost got the tower.
Yeah, there's
8.
a
This
lot
is
of
really
damage
good news
here.
for them.
Yeah, looks like it'll be deniable as Ace coming in with the Scorched Earth. Tofu.
Gonna try it? Okay.
And Seb, they still have some creeps to tank this, but it will be denied by Ace eventually.
Has been denied.
What is Ace's plan here?
So
phase
far,
boots.
just phase bracer so far. It doesn't have his level 6 quite yet.
I think it's very telling for Gaimin's read on the game, specifically what item Doom queues up here. If they're playing for a later timing, or if they're going to try to hit that sweet spot in the mid game. But so far, he has not decided.
And Quinn wants to continue to harass this tower. Dragon form is going to be going bye-bye here relatively soon. The rune's already gone, though.
Yep. Okay. He's just checking. It didn't spawn at 8:56. Never know.
That would be funny if it was RNG. The lane would be quite different. As Whisper is level 6 now in that bot lane. Dyrachyo has got his Mask of Madness. And we'll see how fast Whisper actually wants to try and rotate. We're going to see a Moonlight Shadow now. I mean, he doesn't even have his Soul Ring yet. Actually going for the double bracers. R8 will be caught out by Quinn and company. And they're going to use this Moonlight Shadow to try to surround Whisper. Dyrachyo
don't think this is
pops
happening.
that Mask of Madness. The slow from the Tombstone. Nothing will come of it.
And this, however, is happening.
Yeah, the reverse. Flank from Tomato and Seb. Nice spear from Whisper, showing off the first arena of the game. Dyrachyo, B-tier carry according to Ame, will die. And Tofu has another leap to go, so should be okay, but that is a big, big kill for OG.
Oh, Whisper. Okay.
I wonder if Whisper is just going to either buy this Soul Ring straight up or just save up now just for the blink. Let's see, he was a little bit behind to start this game.
Yeah, it feels like when you rush Dagger on Mars, you're very committed. So I like the Soul Ring on the way. It really ramps up your farming speed. Nice deny there by Ari on the rune.
Yep, his arrow will hit Whisper, who's diving the tier 1 bot. Takes a Lucent Beam to the back of the head, chasing the Mirana now in the trees. Gets a Rebuke off. A couple more right clicks will be enough, and Whisper actually finds the kill. Typically a very difficult hero to take out in a scenario like that, but found the right angles. And there's no punishment. As Dyrachyo, he might be the one punished instead. Whisper coming around, doesn't have that much mana. But he has the Rebuke to slow. The impetus continue to rain from Stead. The blocks is Ari coming in as well. Celery will be able to put down a Tombstone, but Dyrachyo gets bushwhacked to a tree. A couple more right clicks will be enough as Whisper continue to try to chase. That spear will finally find him as Whisper takes out Dyrachyo another time. And now Quinn, he's taking a ton of damage. He pops the Dragon Form and just melts to OG's pure damage with the impetus from Seb. And now the Centaur Stomp continuing its reign onto Celery. So 3 dead for Gaimin, as they've only able to found Ari here as Tofu can't even finish off Whisper, who's just been on a sliver of HP for quite some time.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Really nice moves from OG here, just bringing the numbers. And Gaimin Gladiators seem to be a little bit on the back foot simply because OG are taking all the initiative, right? This was what I was worried about with their lineup. Are they going to be able to do this with a mid-TA? But Seb is just all over the place with his Ench. Really making the hero look great, as usual. So...
And that move really hurt Quinn as well. He's now a level behind the TA, which he was dominating in lane. So
absolutely,
I mean, with the advantage now.
This was a pivotal moment in the game because if Gaimin Gladiators are ready for this move and they counterplay it, they are definitely strong enough to stand their ground and fight back, considering Mars had no mana to even use the arena. But
man, a lot of denied runes in this game. Nobody able to really take advantage. I think we've seen 1 haster on Ari. The other 2 denied.
I guess this is one of the things about Doom, right? Gotta keep it in mind. There is an offlaner on Gaimin Gladiators' side that's just not getting involved. And I understand why. I think it's difficult for Ace to really find much impact currently. But OG are squeezing every little advantage out of this that they can by just getting Whisper involved in everything while Ace can't do anything. So.
True. I mean, that's something we talked about, the Enchantress win rate being really poor. I don't know what Doom's win rate is, but it has fallen off considerably since these nerfs. We saw it first pick a couple times early on in the tournament. Then we saw it in the second phase. This was a literal last pick, and it's not really getting banned much at all. And the games that, small sample size of the games that we've cast, or me and Kezu, me and Lacoste, whoever the hell it was, hasn't looked particularly good, but not that many games to go off of course.
And he went Midas, right? So
yeah,
it's like... I feel like, so Gaimin had a couple of good options at the end, right, for their last pick, and they went with Doom, and I thought it was going to be this, alright, we're going to ball up and be super strong kind of idea, but I guess with how poorly the lane went, he feels forced to fall back on a Midas and play slow, and now the connectivity in their lineup that I saw isn't really quite there anymore for a bit, so...
Yep, there's the Dragon Tail arrow combo. Quinn showing off his newly minted Blink Dagger. Should be able to get the tier 1 as well.
Yep. It's a good
Although
move.
TP supports. Whisper's coming in now. Spear into the arena. Rebuke to follow. Quinn still relatively healthy. Tomato coming in as well with that call down. Ace is in a lot of trouble as Quinn comes in with a big breathe fire to try to reduce as much damage as possible, but Tomato and company are ripping through Gaimin easily. 2 cores dead instantly, and Whisper going in for one more rebuke, but Tofu able to find the high ground advantage. And Dyrachyo continuing to get slow. They have the sentry there as well, but no more catch. The tier 1 will fall in favor of OG instead. Another great rotation from OG, able to capitalize on perhaps a little misstep from Gaimin.
I think that was the perfect example of the problems of Doom, right? He just showed up, cast Doom on TA, and just died. Like he did absolutely nothing. They're going to chase down heroes. Oh my god, if they steal this, this is so big. OG will get a decent chunk of this for BZM.
Yeah, absolutely. Dyrachyo will dodge the spear here as the rest of Gaimin coming to try to contest. Quinn comes in with the Dragon Tail again. The arrow to follow it up as well. He doesn't have his Dragon form, so it doesn't pose that much of a threat other than that initial stun. So they will force OG out of the triangle, perhaps overstaying their welcome a bit. But yeah, will be the Midas into the Shivas for Ace. And I feel like we haven't really been seeing the Shivas build initially. Like the Veil feels like because of the nerfs to the price, we see the Shivas much later in the game, but it looks like he's prioritizing that relatively early. You can see the replay here of this last fight where Quinn and Ace get demolished. And that's the beauty of Gyro as a carry. You can get involved super early and provide a lot of magic damage, especially in this early stage of the game. Like Luna gets involved as well, but it feels like you don't get Eclipse that early. I think they get at like level 10 maybe in this game.
Yeah, if even. I mean, Luna is just not going to play this type of fight particularly well. She very much leans on the lineup itself enabling her in the fight. And again, for me, a lot of this comes back to whether this Doom was the right choice. It's still early days for the game. We're 16 minutes in. I think Gaimin Gladiators is still completely okay here, but...
Goodbye, Celery again.
You wonder if this Doom was a hero that could have been more involved. Like, let's say a Centaur as an example, right? That could probably fare better in lane together with the Mirana and then transition into being part of the fights. But they probably don't want to pick it because Stampede is so bad against Mars. And maybe it's just not Ace's favorite either. Or maybe...
But Cart is so good against Mars.
Yeah?
Kind of.
No.
Well, it can be. If you're on the outside of the arena.
I mean, the card is one of those items where it's like, theoretically, it's really cool, but how often do you get in a situation where it matters?
Oh boy, Dyrachyo, Eclipse.
Nice accuracy for both teams. We hit a third of our spells and backed off.
Yeah, it happens. Now Dyrachyo back to farming. B-tier carry. Maybe Amway was right. Winning all those tournaments was definitely a fluke. As Celery again will get demolished, but
if this arrow hits...
The illusion rune goes off, but it ends up being an arrow anyway. That is unfortunate.
That was actually really nice from BZM to go for that attempt with the illusion rune, but unfortunately, BSJ primed the RNG yesterday with his Manta test.
That 1 out of 3, boy.
You simply cannot dodge spells with Manta or illusion rune anymore at this event. Thanks, Brian. That's a huge kill.
It is.
That was, I think that was the top net worth of, or sorry, not the top net worth of the game, but he had a good streak. He was 4-0. Seb will get found here. I don't think they can kill him unless they do. Now they can kill him.
Yeah, that's right. And Tofu going in to finish the job, but Whisper with a big arena onto 2. Deletes Tofu to start things out, and Quinn gets sharp-shootered.
Sharp shot.
Sharp shot. I guess that is true, but...
Tomato is super strong in this game. He's doing very well. He's doing a great job getting involved, too. It's one thing to be this farmed on Gyro, but he's 3-0-5. He seems to always be there when they really need him.
Yeah.
And he's going for a massive scaling build, rushing the Ags into Crystallis, and now going BKB. So really, his output is enormous in these fights. And sure, eventually the Doom is going to be a really great counter, but we're not there yet. Even if he gets doomed, he's gonna kill everyone if he gets his spells off before.
And Doom you cannot deny any longer.
That is true.
That is a huge quality of life for Doom and no one else.
Yes.
Everyone, it's a quality loss, if anything.
I think it would be interesting if you could deny everything. if any hero is below 10%, you can start attacking them. I think people would not be griefing a lot with that.
Yeah, that's true.
Could you imagine though?
Yes, actually.
Do you think the meta would change a lot if you could deny heroes on low HP?
It would turn into League of Legends because you wouldn't have that many kills then. Unless you consider the denies.
You'd have a lot of
kills.
team kills.
Yeah, team kills, I guess.
I guess you would start picking heroes that can finish heroes off when they're like semi-low, so you don't ever get to the threshold where you risk denies.
Oh, Roshan was being gone on, as we
Classic,
talked about. Absolutely useless information, as always.
I mean, it's not like Gaimin were there, so...
Neither were we. BZM takes the Aegis, so...
TA plus Ench can easily do Rosh.
That's a 19-minute Rosh. Remember, the average time is 22. We confirmed that with absolutely nobody, because nobody seems to care to look that up for us.
Makes sense.
Knoxville.
To be fair, you were the one calling for the stat. It's not about the question, it was about the asker.
Oh, okay. So you should ask right now, then.
Yeah. Can we please get the average Rosh time?
Thank you.
For the first Rosh.
First Rosh.
Kill time.
That's right. That is a pretty early one, though, regardless of what the average is. Can guarantee you it's not sub 20 minutes. Guaranteed.
How many of these Gossamer capes have we found so far in the Radiant? We have
TA's
found
Nightmare.
one on Undying.
That'll help Celery survive one hit.
And Ace has yet to get a tier 2 item. So
this is a nice steal from OG. You don't typically see this. We talk about it all the time, but the Dire side stealing the Radiant.
Yep.
Not too often. Ari will get his boomerang as a result. And that's one of the benefits of taking Rosh early, especially when it's on... I think it was on the Dire side at that point.
Yep.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Celery feeling a little bit more confident now that he can dodge that initial meld strike.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Giving him a new lease on
Dire's
life.
bottom tower has fallen.
Atos is there now.
Radiant's top tower
for
is under
Ari.
attack.
So Shiva's into Blink for Ace. Uh-oh.
There's the Atos. Bushwhack to follow. And the spear and the sharpshooter will not hit because Whisper does too much damage. Oh, 21-minute Wisdom, though, so another steal here for Gaimin.
Celery might die for his, potentially. Oh, no.
BZM ended up taking it and bottling it. Now he's just going to run away scot-free. It's funny, when you bottle a Wisdom Rune, I never realized, it says bottled for 0 experience. Did you see that? That's nice. Very cool information.
Just programming things.
Yeah. Doesn't say undefined, which is a win, I guess.
Yeah. So I think Doom going Dagger here is fine. I mean, you already have Dragon Knight with the Blink, but I think you need to be able to follow through. Yeah, Celery's dead, so just watch his last.
Goodbye.
Here. Ace, realistically speaking, can't really stand his ground until he has BKB as well, because I feel like there's just too much random damage. Even with the Shivas, the armor is obviously amazing against Gyro and TA, but I think still Impetus, Hoodwink's Burst, spells from Mars as well as the Gyro doesn't inspire a lot of confidence in me in Ace's ability to frontline still, so I think OG should just really keep trying to squeeze this with their Aegis. Just try to take every tower. Feels kind of tough for Gaimin to fight right now, which is ironic because, in my opinion, this is the time of the game that their lineup absolutely peaks. So this is a great look for OG to be doing this well right now. That's not to say that Gaimin's lineup can't play late game. It absolutely can. But if things had gone better, they would be the ones running the show right now.
Yep, true. And Quinn, still only level 14 here. Will be going for the Manta. And then, of course, the Aghanim Scepter after the fact. Then we get to see the old-fashioned Black Dragon just split pushing constantly.
Pretty standard build nowadays. Do we ever really see Dragon Knights deviate from this? I feel like they always go the same item.
And it ends up being like Octarine later. I mean, maybe...
Mage Slayer, Manta, Blink, and... yeah, Axe. Like every game.
Pretty much.
Haven't really seen much variety.
Maybe one less Bracer every now and then.
True.
As the Aegis has less than a minute to go for BZM, so not sure that OG are going to force the issue overall.
We've got 5 out of 6 towers outside the base. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Whisper's planning something. You know what's coming.
Well, nobody's near him yet.
I meant his item build.
Oh, yeah. The Brooch
into
Divine.
Maybe if somebody comes near him, he changes his item build. That would be funny. And your call is perfect.
Dire are scanning.
Nacho, we haven't really talked about him much. He's just quietly been farming quite well. He's keeping up with the gyro, which, you know, Luna is an S tier farming hero. So if you're not like shut out of the map, you should be able to pretty much. I mean, you should be able to overtake gyro, but the game is just not good enough for that for him. But he's keeping up. He got his BKB now. It doesn't feel clear-cut that OG are just going to win a fight without Aegis. I still think there's a lot of risk involved, and one mistake from them, which has been a bit of an Achilles heel for this team in a lot of games, is they do very well in the early mid-game, and then when it comes to the later portion, when they need to make the game deciding
When he's spotted.
Nice work.
TP has been canceled. He is broken for the time being, and now Whisper coming in. Feels like the first kill in quite a while, but it is a very important target as BZM will get credit for it. And now they turn this into a Tormy as well.
Yeah, really nice word from OG there, recognizing that Gaimin are going to get creative to find farm, since they are quite cornered on the map. Look at the dire vision, actually, how aggressive the other two wards are, or the three, I should say.
Yeah, that's true.
They have really deep vision. So,
ooh, an Orchid for Seb. Okay. Trying to up this win rate of Enchantress, who has looked like hot garbage for the past month or so. There's now Daedalus there for Tomato. Moonlight Shadow from Gaimin as Whisper's going to run right into them. Doesn't see them initially, but gets a rebuke. Okay. Going to try to go on Dyrachyo, force out the BKB. Now he just runs away. Thought that Gaimin were ready for a fight there, but apparently not.
He's not TPing.
Arrow will be dodged. Whisper. Shivas is popped by Ace. Looks like he's going to take the brunt of the damage. He's kind of isolated now as Dyrachyo still wants to fight. He's going to get off the Eclipse. BZM taking most of the beams as the refraction is now gone, but they get the stun onto Dyrachyo. They take out Ace. Dyrachyo without that BKB will fall as well. Disastrous fight for Gaimin as Seb triple kill on the Ench. And now they're on the doorsteps of Gaimin's base, and it's not looking good for them.
That did just not look like Gaimin Gladiators right there. They seemed so indecisive. They never cast Doom. Ace is just walking until he dies here, just gets nothing off. Dyrachyo gets a full Eclipse on the TA and he's pinging, but two of their teammates aren't there. This is just a 5-on-3. I mean, I get that reaction, like, what are we doing? You know, this fight was uncharacteristically poorly planned by Gaimin Gladiators, because keep in mind, they could have just... I'm guessing Luna had cooldown on TP there, because she BKB could have just TP'd out, right? After the Mars dropped the arena. I think that was okay, you know? Like, you're not in position to fight, your teammates aren't near, but they stuck around, they ran back, and then Luna's BKB runs out, and she's just food. So very easy for OG there. I feel like they should have not... They've played a great game, but that was just a gift, and that doubles their lead.
Yeah, there's been some games in the past month or so from Gaimin that have looked like this, where they're just not on the same page, which is uncharacteristic, like you said, because in the past couple years now, they have been on the same page pretty much every single tournament. Even when they haven't placed first, they have looked really good in most of the games, but something's been disconnected here lately for them.
Especially because it feels like a really big part of their wins and the way they won was playing very well around 5-manning, playing tight together when there's key moments in the game. They're very good at smoking and grouping up. This game, they have smokes, they have Moonlight Shadow, and they're still getting outnumbered and getting caught, despite having these advantages, so... This goes to show how good of a game OG are playing.
Collide. Tofu gets off the leap. There's the initiation from Quinn. Gets off the Dragon Tail, Whisper with the BKB and the Mars Arena. You can see Ace completely isolated again. Cannot get his ult off at all. Already looking like a disastrous fight, but Dyrachyo coming in with a big Eclipse doing massive damage. Tomato will fall as a result. And now OG on the run. The rest of the members of Gaimin are pretty damn low, though, as now Dyrachyo getting chased. Atos is there. Whisper will help out in finishing him off. So in the end, it ends up being a 1-for-3 for OG. Gaimin gets something out of it this time, at least, but still not a good fight overall.
This was just more of the same from Gaimin, right? They never cast Doom. He blinks in, has no backup, and Luna wasn't there when the fight started. Like, I think... Even though that's a really bad start for Gaimin with the Doom just dying like this, if everybody's in position at the right time, I think that's a possibly winnable fight. And at the very least for them, they kill the Gyro, but just not really fully connected. We've seen, I want to say, a grand total of like 2 Dooms cast. Neither of them mattered. Yeah. This last pick for Gaimin has not worked. I think it's just fair to say it has not done what they wanted. And, I mean, eventually, if you go late enough, I still think he can do what they intend him to do with doing the gyro, but at the very least, you gotta get it off, right? Like, this has been an uncharacteristically weak game for Ace, and you can solve a lot with items. That's the good news for Doom. You will get gold, you will get those items eventually.
No,
OG still haven't taken barracks.
Yeah, they were waiting. I think they would have tried to go on high ground if I had a British accent there for a second. If Roche wasn't a possibility, but Tomato will get the Aegis.
You saw Ari for a second. You got inspired.
I mean, you used to have a British accent. Actually, I used to have a British accent too, as I told you, for a few weeks. Back when I lived in Cyprus.
Do you think it's coming home in Birmingham? Or OG in Birmingham?
I don't know.
I don't actually remember.
Great question. Thanks for asking.
I think they might not qualify. I think they didn't qualify.
Yeah, sure.
It's a big shame. The one UK player we have, the best UK Dota player since Guns come out in Dota 1 that used to play with Puppy in 2005.
Is that really it?
I cannot think of another player. OD Pixel. And T-Governor.
Oh, yeah. That's good stuff.
Am I just sheepsticked? Am I just being selectively... Has there been a pro player? Because like T-Gov and Sheep have had pretty high MMRs, but not really played at a tier 1 or tier 2 level. Has there been a UK pro in Dota 2?
Yeah, let us know in the comments below. Thanks for subscribing, everybody.
No, but seriously, can you think of one? I mean,
No.
maybe I'm forgetting a player. I feel like it's
sure
such a big country, you know. They have to have a player.
Yeah. Maybe Ice Frog's British. That's all that counts.
Oh.
Yeah, Whisper will delete some illusions here as a Moonlight Shadow. Quinn will get hit by the Sharpshooter, and now the Arena into Spear. He is isolated again. Will attempt to TP out. Oh, actually will be able to.
That was such a beautiful play from OG, though. Unfortunately for them, they don't have enough damage, but that was very nicely set up. Sharpshooter hitting him in the invis, then they get the invis. Oh, hello.
Acorn shot from afar. Nice. Quinn's like,
oh, he got stunned.
very nice.
He's limping right now. What's happening?
He has about 2 APM at the moment.
Oh, there we go. All right.
Dire's top tower.
Oh, interesting. A Lincoln's for Whisper. Okay. Doesn't want to get Dragon-tailed, I suppose, or Doomed. As Celery, he will die again.
You call that a fight?
Has he been getting Doomed? Doom's been cast twice this game, as you said.
He has doomed TA once.
Yeah.
And the other time, I forgot.
I guess you can just use it on TA.
Oh, he's doomed Ench.
I mean,
remember that kill in mid. I think those are the two Dooms I've seen. Okay, Ari.
Ari gets initiated on by Quinn. There's Ace. Not going to use Doom this time. Probably a good thing. But yeah, just being able to cast the Lincolns on TA when she's, or Gyro for that matter, when they're going high ground.
Yeah.
It's less
definitely more of a team focus with this itemization. It's not for himself. He's going to put it on the Gyro when he hits high ground.
Is it still 100% uptime on Lincolns?
I don't remember. I think so, but the thing is, Gaimin Gladiators have good breaks, right? They're just going to lose beam. So you got to still be a bit cautious about how you use this. You need to be kind of clutch. Lucid Beam is one of the best abilities against this because Luna is not even worried about going to cast it. If you're like, let's say you're a support that wants to break the Lincolns for your Doom, then maybe you're going to get punished and die. But if Luna is going to break a Lincoln's inside her own base, it's not like OG are going to jump her and kill her, right? She's way too tanky with a support system around. Especially if Undying ends up getting the shard, which he doesn't have currently.
Yep, only Duraccio has a shard, and he bought that.
I feel like Celery should actually buy the shard this game. I actually think this is the type of game where it's perfect. It
does feel like he's dying first outside the base. I guess for the base defense specifically you're talking about?
Yeah, you're just imagining how the fights are going to start, right? OG are going to Mars Arena someone. If you Tombstone save them, OG don't kill the Tombstone that fast. Like, Gyro can hit it, and TA can hit it, but just those 2 seconds of Mars stun being gone, whatever core got caught will be able to BKB and actually turn around and play the fight. I think it's likely to be more impactful than Greaves, which I'm assuming he's considering here. But Greaves are also good, of course. I mean, you're against a lot of physical damage. I'm not going to say it would be a bad purchase, but...
That was a spear. Getting the bad ones out of the way.
Where are you going?
At the
good effort.
Practice range here. All right. OG, are you going to go for it? They have Aegis and Cheese. Dragon Knight hit level 18 here. Pretty important. Perch was talking about the Scotty. This is also a Scotty, kind of.
True. That was just nerfed in this last patch.
Oh,
Ace comes in with a hoof stomp onto 2 with the Doom to follow and the Eclipse. Tomato is melting. That is the Aegis. Whisper will die. No way to get back in the game right now. Good fight from Gaimin as Tomato trying to retreat. Can Gaimin follow this up with anything more? Lucent Beam onto Ahri. Continue to throw out that boomerang. And looks like that'll just be it.
Ace heard us talking shit.
That was a nice hoof stomp.
Two-man stomp into dooming the... I think... What did they link and break the Mars with? He doomed the Mars, right?
Yes.
Did they just... I guess they beamed him? Or does he... Wait, does he have his own break? No, he doesn't. He used the Centaur stomp.
He might have even used the Lincolns on... I guess he didn't have time.
Yeah, Lucent
Beam.
All right. Very nice. But also, nice disengage from OG to cut their losses here. They lose one hero and an Aegis. This could have been way worse if they forced that fight.
Yeah.
And Gaimin still also wise enough to not chase on the high ground.
May have spoken too soon. Tomato spotted. Will be slowed by the dragon. On the high ground, pops the BKB. Bushwhack. Wow, that is a lot of damage on the Celery. And Quinn, they will both die, and Dyrachyo will follow suit. So 3 kills despite OG being in a 4v5 situation. And now the buildings will fall. No buyback for Quinn, but he won't have dragon form anyway.
Yeah, Quinn.
The other two do have buybacks for now, and now they're going to force them out by going for Throne.
Quinn just guessed wrong there. He blinked the wrong way to try to find the Blink, Dragon Tail, and Gyro, and then he forced up into the high ground. This was what I just commended them on not doing in the previous instance, was not chasing into this enemy team in the high ground with all their cooldowns ready. And this time he opts to go for it regardless with the Mars dead. They feel confident, but it's not always about numbers. It's also about what's ready. They used all their stuff in the previous engagement. They didn't have Eclipse, they didn't have Luna BKB, and on the flip side, Tomato had his. So he's just going to pop that when they fail the engage, turn around, press all his buttons, and they're just going to die. So very, very questionable decision from Gaimin. It would have looked great if he got the Blink Dragon Tail, but as soon as that fails, you just can't walk up on that high ground there as DK. And they get punished big time. They have to use their Luna buyback, and they lose a lane.
Yeah, so now 2 lanes of racks down. Tier 4s are hurting for a Scorton as well.
As they say.
And OG, no longer with the Aegis, of course, but they will likely, because of the importance of this game in this tiebreaker scenario, will likely wait for this next Rosh as well.
Yeah. Interesting. Wait, is the Wisdom... Did Sep just not go there? He is there.
Yeah, Wisdom is there still.
They have a trap on it even. It's like begging to be picked up. But, all right, they're really adamant about holding this position.
Ace, early Shiva's pop. He's going to jump and get the hoof stomp on and the Doom onto the Mars. So again, Whisper will be deleted. And Sep really wants to fight. He's getting gone on, though. Very considerable damage being applied to him right now as the BKB is popped by Dyrachyo's Ahri on the back line, trying to keep everybody at bay. It's still a 4v5 for Gaimin. Quinn jumps in. Another Dragon Tail. Arrow will hit. Ace coming in as well. The Enchantress is getting really low, but you can see Tomato is able to take out Tofu, who now buys back into the game. So with a 3v5, surely OG have to back.
Okay.
This tier 1 tower is still up?
Tier 1 is up?
My goodness.
What? Yeah, I was in disbelief too. I was like, am I seeing things? The top tier 1 tower has taken 300 damage? Damn. This has not been a good game for the Gladiators, I gotta say, man. You're playing mid DK, you get your mid tower at 36, and you've barely touched the enemy safe lane.
Yeah.
It just goes to show how much these early moves from especially Seb impacted this game, just invading the enemy jungle and forcing the moves onto the side of Gaimin.
I think that Wisdom rune is still on the Radiant side still.
Hex. Man, they are so farmed on these supports. Seb and Ahri both have about the double net worth of the enemy supports on each of them. And about the same as Whisper, but you know, he's it's not like he's poor. He's close to the enemy offlaner, which is a Doom.
Rosh will be up in 32. The teams know that it can be a possibility that's up now, although I'm not sure how many traps he has set up in the pit area, but that's obviously one advantage that OG would have, but there are none.
Yeah, the game should be decided on this one. If Gaimin can somehow pull out a miracle fight, they can actually get in a... They can equalize it, but it is a really tough ask with just the raw item advantage OG have, as long as the vision is even and they get some sort of engage.
And Tomato now gets a casual 100 damage with the Ancient Guardian.
Well, depends where he is.
It's true. He will be in their base soon. You're saying he won't be in their base anytime soon, Cinnamon?
I think the game is at Roche right now.
Okay.
So, 50
will they come, though?
Nice.
BZM in the pit.
I mean, they have to contest this, surely, right? You cannot give an Aegis here when you're reliant on Doom.
It's too late.
Yeah, okay. So.
Ags will drop this time. Who shall take it? Mod already has his. Ari, okay. I would love to see the... All right, the sharpshooter. Very cool one. Adds that decoy. It's kind of a weird one, but not sure if it's going to make much of a difference this game, but it is conceptually a cool one. I will say that.
Yep. It's pretty good. What were the options that they had? The Mars one wouldn't be great with his item build. Ench could have been something, I think.
Is that Little Friend? I never freaking remember. Yeah, Little Friends.
Little Friends is...
They finally buffed it to a point that it's good.
It's honestly quite good, so... But... Not going to say no to a double break when you look at what heroes you're up against. It's very nice to have that extra break against DK.
If you break Lunar Blessing, does that take away night vision? Your extra night vision for Luna? I would assume so. Because I think it's part of that ability. Accelerate will be spotted. Pops his Greaves, gets speared to a tree. Seb making his way over, but they don't have a cancellation of the blink. But Ace is the bigger kill. Forced to use the BKB. They don't have vision quite yet, and we'll be able to TP out as a result. So good Moonlight Shadow.
Yeah, if BZM had the foresight for this, he could have probably got the kill there, but he got halberded and Doom just TPs away.
And now Gaimin just resigned to wait for OG to show up in their base. That's BZM with a damage rune.
2 cheeses, an Aegis, and a big old Tomato with plus 100 damage.
Yep, now it's 100. Has that Aegis. Already at half HP, but here comes the arena from Whisper. Damage upon the Luna. Will get soul ripped, will BKB. Has to back away to heal in the fountain, but the tier 4s are already dead and the Ancient fully exposed. Quinn with another Dragon Tail onto the Gyro, but Tomato just focusing on the Ancient because he does have the Ancient Guardian, which actually BZM does as well. So another 100 damage for OG. Fortification is used. OG's soft reset. Quinn again jumping in. Gleipnir upon him, though. As Tomato just Satanic away. And now Dyrachyo not able to do anything as he is bursted easily. And this Ancient should go down now in favor of OG as they get a very pivotal win in this first game of the tiebreakers. Although Tomato and Seb grouping up, matters not. GG is called. OG take this first game in the tiebreakers.
Yeah, I think it's